Well, ESPN today was talking about the top five college women basketball players of all time on the day of the NCAA bracketology announcement. And they had some interesting things to say. And there was one particular player that was left out of their top five. And we'll talk about all that here next on the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Well, guys, March Madness is here. Tournament time is here. What better thing to do than talk about college basketball, talk about women's college basketball at this particular time, because women's college basketball is hot right now, just like the WNBA and unrivaled. It's hot right now. Women's college sports is on the rise. So today, ESPN had a show and they was talking about their top five college women's basketball players of all times. And we're going to talk about that here next after a word from our sponsor.
SeatGeek, the official sponsor of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the #1 rated ticketing app, over 28 million downloads, 70,000 plus events from concerts to sports, all your tickets across the web all in one place, rated 1 to 10. Green means good, red means bad, and all your tickets are backed by your buyer's guarantee. And remember, use my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout to get $20 off your purchase.
Well, guys, man, women's college basketball, man, if you look at the history of women's college basketball, you have a lot of great players that came through the ranks of college basketball and made a name for themselves and made statements. And their accolades are well documented. Now you have the likes of Sue Bird, Shamika Holdsclaw. She's one of my favorites. She's probably my all-time favorite, college women's basketball player of all times. Also, you have the likes of Maya Moore. You have the likes of Diana Taurasi, Candace Parker, Brittany Griner, Breanna Stewart, Cheryl Miller, Kelsey Plum. The list goes on and on. And also you have the likes of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. It's a lot that you can name. And ESPN on their show today, they was debating who would be in their top five all times in women's basketball history in college. And their list was pretty interesting. And the list started out with some names, like I stated: Breanna Stewart, Candace Parker, Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, Cheryl Miller, Caitlin Clark, Shamika Holdsclaw, Brittany Griner. And they was trying to see who their top five was. So when you're talking about top five players in sports, the criteria that people have is different from everybody else's criteria. And I've been on record stating many a times is when they have these GOAT debates about Michael, LeBron, and Kobe, they always put it to the championships. Who won the most championships is going to outweigh somebody else, but their skill set could be better than that player. But if they haven't won nothing, they minimize from putting them in discussions like that. So today, I found it kind of interesting that when ESPN was talking about it, they had their criteria, and it was all based around winning. So their top five that they had in the not in the WNBA, but in college basketball, their top five player lists was very interesting. And everybody that they had in their top five won a national championship. They won championships. And ESPN left Caitlin Clark out of their top 5. And in college, you can't minimize what Caitlin Clark did in college. All the records she's broke, her scoring, her three-point ability, her passing ability. Her resume is well documented. And she was a great collegiate basketball player. A lot of people got her as arguably probably one of the best to ever play college basketball. And that's their opinion. And I'm not here to argue their opinion. But when it comes to top 5 college basketball players of all times, and you keep somebody off of your list because they didn't win and that's their criteria, that's their criteria. Do I think it's fair? No, I don't think it's fair, because individual accolades in moments like this, when you're having discussions like this, it matters. Caitlin Clark's resume in college basketball is defined. Caitlin Clark, with all the records she broke in college basketball, these are records that some records might not be broken. Her resume is stamped. And if you ask me, collegiately, Caitlin Clark playing college basketball, she's probably one of the best to ever do it. But ESPN had an interesting ranking. But before we get off into that, right now, I'm at 13,880 subscribers, 120 subscribers away from reaching 14,000. With the help of you guys, I can do it. So if you're coming across this video for the first time and you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. So let's get off into what ESPN talked about.
A little wrinkle in here.
Okay. There we go.
What if we switched?
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Okay, well, Sam,
This is all food for thought.
So here's the thing. Love Caitlin. Love how she's transcended the game. I'm not going to go away from that. But in the open, we said, what makes a top 5 player? Winning. The only strike against Caitlin Clark is that she has not won a national championship. And that is the only thing that you can put against her, because the way she has dominated the record books when she was at Iowa was something you cannot duplicate. She's a 3-time NCAA scoring leader and assist leader, a true point guard for the people, 3-time All-American, 2-time Naismith Player of the Year, 2-time AP Player of the Year, all-time leading scorer. She broke the records of Kelsey Plum and Sabrina. Like, literally, there is nobody who has been such a front-facing name through a direct reflection of her skill set. But how can you be a top 5 player if you have not won a title?
It's a great point, which is why I agree with you. Convince me, Ari. We're switching them back.
See, they agree.
Again, we read Cheryl Miller's resume. She's a winner. She's a winner multiple times. But like, I have a really hard time. It's like paining me to leave Caitlin off this list because of the records, because of what she's done outside of those 94 feet. She has really thrust women's basketball in the mainstream. She has collected her individual accolades. I
get it. I hear you. I get it.
Hope.
If picking 5 was hard, picking the final 3 are going to be even harder.
Help me.
Alexa, help us out with number 4.
Gosh.
Now, you heard what they had to say, man. Very interesting. But it's unfortunate, man, that they kept Caitlin Clark off of that top 5 college women basketball players of all times. Is she deserving to be there? Yes, she is, because her resume in college, it speaks for itself. We've all seen what Caitlin Clark done on the college ranks and the collegiate level. She was absolutely phenomenal playing college basketball. But their top 5 list, man, you can't go wrong with their top 5 list, because, you know, they had Breanna Stewart, they had Candace Parker, Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, and Cheryl Miller as their top 5. I'm just mad they didn't have Shamika Hosklaw in there. But it's unfortunate, because this is the people's criteria. And this is what hurts LeBron in the GOAT debate, because of the winning. They look at Michael Jordan's 6 championships and look at LeBron only has 4 in the amount of times that he's lost championships. So that holds LeBron back, and that puts him under Mike But as an individual accolades, LeBron's resume is stamped with approval. So is Michael's, so is Kobe's. But it's unfortunate that this winning thing is the knock on Caitlin Clark. She hasn't won. Yes, her individual talents and her achievements on what she's done in the collegiate ranks is top notch. And they said that, you know what I'm saying? And it hurts them to keep her out of the top 5 because of the fact that she hasn't won nothing. Everybody that's in the top 5, they won a national championship. And that's the reason why Caitlin Clark is not top 5 in their eyes. Do I agree with that? You can't go wrong with the top 5 list that they had. But if their criteria is about winning, then yeah, Caitlin Clark is not in their top 5. But if you take it outside of, take the winning aspect away from it, Caitlin Clark definitely is top 5 in women's basketball of all time in collegiate ranking. There you have it. I see everybody in the comment section, #salute. And look, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And we're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.